Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Yates. I'm Shaveen Singh, a staff member from School of Computing, and with me is Mr. Vineet Singh, who is a research assistant for this particular project, Early Warning System. And the aim of this particular project is to alert students on their performance, to track their performance during the course, so that we can flag students who are performing in a satisfactory way and those who are not performing up to par. Just a brief background, and before I go into the early warning system itself, USP has mentioned in its strategic plan that we should adopt Moodle as our learning and teaching platform, and we should ensure that we deliver as many courses as possible via Moodle. Now, what this has done is that, and we have realized in our teaching as well, is that the primary point of contact has now shifted. In a traditional classroom, what we had was we had a lecturer or a teacher, and students were submitting assignments to the teacher. We had teachers who were facilitating discussions, taking class attendance, and it was relatively easy to monitor students who are performing in a satisfactory fashion and those who were not performing in a satisfactory fashion, or those who are performing in an unsatisfactory way. With this e-learning platform, what we have seen is the feedback mechanism has become more challenging. Moodle has become the primary contact point for students and teachers, and the role of the lecturer is now basically to facilitate the learning and teaching process. We also have seen that the number of students in a class has increased. For instance, we have a lot of generic courses implemented. My course, for example, has 2,200 students this semester. And to provide feedback and have that personal teaching touch and feedback mechanism has become challenging. So what is this early warning system? It is an intelligent monitoring and feedback system to identify at-risk students during the semester and take corrective actions so that it's not too late. Now, this is a real-time monitoring system, and it is an initiative from the Faculty of Science, Technology, and Environment. And this particular project has 3 phases. We are currently in phase 2 of development. So we are using statistical analysis to monitor student feedback, and we're trying to gauge their performance against class average and also against the best performing student in a course. The ultimate aim is to have an intelligent warning system so that we can derive the learning style of students and predict using artificial neural networks. Currently, this system, this is the dashboard that will pop up on a student dashboard, student page on Moodle, and you'll see statistics like a flag, interaction, login index, coursework, completion rate, critical activities. We'll discuss it shortly in a while. And then to view more details, the system also does progression tracking and also alerts students on the completion of critical activities within the course. Okay, this is the dashboard that comes up as soon as the student logs in the course page. And you'll see that first of all, we have used some statistical measure to flag the student whether they are performing in a satisfactory way, which is a green flag, or in unsatisfactory fashion where they'll see a red flag. We have interaction index, which shows that are they engaging on a regular basis. We measure their login. We see if they have performed or completed the critical activities in the course, so the completion rates. We also are able to visually show the coursework of the student. With this transition onto Moodle 2, some of our students are still facing difficulty locating the mark sheets, so they can see the coursework and whether it's a green or red, and also the critical activities. What the progress tracker does is it shows activities over the duration in the course, and the activities which are not completed and are overdue are highlighted in red. The activities which are completed are green, and those that are in the future are normally notified in blue. So at one instance, the student can quickly comprehend that, yes, I'm doing okay, or no, I'm not doing so well, by just looking at the color coding scheme. The completion gauge is also just a visual indicator just to encourage the students to reach the ultimate 100% achievement goal. Also, on the course page, pop-ups will be generated on the pending activities which they have not completed, and also upcoming activities. So it becomes an alert system on their progress in the course. We also list popular course activities, so students can know where's the interest area in the course, where are all the students currently, what are they viewing, what is the lecturer encouraging, and so on. They can also see the online participation in detail, where their performance for each of the key course activities, assignment, forums, and so on, is measured against the best students' performance in the course. So they can see in the graph itself, the brown or orange graph actually shows the best students' performance. Blue indicates the student who has logged in, and green is the class average. So they can visually see if they are engaging as per the expectation. And also, there's a table which they can expand onto and see, for example, in the forum, are they adding discussions? Is that the area they're lacking in, or they're not viewing the forums, and so on. Likewise, quizzes, are they updating or completing the quizzes? Have they viewed the quiz, and so on. Okay, for the coordinators, we also have something where they can actually generate the class report. They can see individual students, their logins, the progression, the coursework, all this can be exported and further analyzed. Now, this is currently showing student data. We can also generate a report for our staff members as well. So maybe the lecturer can see if the teaching assistants are logging in on a regular basis, so you can monitor your staff as well. Are they actually viewing the assignments that are to be discussed with students, and so on. So this can also aid in that too. Just analyzing, because we have already implemented this system in semester 1 in our School of Computing courses, what the pass rates and iteration trend has been after the implementation. Generally, we picked at random, totally at random, 4 courses from SIMS, School of Computing, and you must notice that the pass rate has generally gone up in semester 1, 2012. Now, there were some other technologies, other systems, and other activities in place, so we can't totally attribute this to the early warning system, but we see this trend. Also, we have seen that the number of EX cases has dropped in semester 1, 2012. Okay. We also analyzed my particular course, UU 100, and we have seen that the submission rate for assignments has changed over the semesters. And we have seen a huge increase in semester 1, 2012, and we believe some of the credit could be attributed to the early warning system. Okay, so that is from the coordinator's point of view. We saw that there was some value in this, but the main people for whom this system is designed for is the students. So I have Vineet here, who will discuss what the students felt about the early warning system implementation this semester.
As Shaveen has said, that this system was implemented in last semester, 25 of the SIMS course and in UU 100. 2 surveys was conducted. One was in the beginning of the semester, beginning of the implementation, and the other was towards the end of the semester. There was various questions asked, and we have analyzed some of the questions from UU 100 because this covers most of the course, since UU 100 students comes from other schools and faculties. One of the questions we asked was, how would you describe the student dashboard? So basically the students, most of them said it was an alert system and tracking system, and as the period of time went and they keep using the system, they found it as a time management system, and they started to have more idea about the system. The next question that we asked was, how often did you visit the student dashboard? At the beginning, or probably most of them said that they visit the system every time they log in, or at least once or twice a week. And throughout the system implementation and the way they were using towards the end, we found that majority of the students, they said they never visited the system. They started to visit and the rate really declined to negligible. The next question we asked were, do you believe that this system was helpful in improving your course performance? Majority of them, more than 95% of the students, did believe and was in favor that this system did improve in the course. The next question we asked was, how often have you used the red flag and took a remedial? Again, more than 95% said that most of the time they try to make it green flag, and if they see red flag, they do that part and make it green. And the last question which I'll discuss is how likely would you recommend this system to other students and courses? And again, we have a favorable reply that most of them agreed and is willing to likely recommend this system to other students and courses. And there was very small percentage of students that said they won't recommend the system. And the following discussion from here is on general comments, and Shaveen will discuss this. Thank you.
Thank you, Vineet. Just to round up our presentation, we also had in our survey a few open-ended questions, and generally these were some of the feedbacks. Almost 99% of the feedbacks were positive. Some of the feedbacks is if they could have the system running in all courses at USP. One student said, I honestly think that this is a pretty good idea, and I'm a full-time student. It's pretty neat time management tool. I'll have to be honest, the EWS is the first thing I check when I log on, just to make sure that I'm in par with all my work. Whoever came up with the idea should be knighted. I don't know what that meant. Yeah. At the end, some students said, I view this flag as my to-do list. It really helps. I want other course coordinators to use it as well. There were actually thousands of comments. We had 1,300 students who participated in this survey. Other potential benefits we, as developers of this system, think is it could be an effective courseware evaluation for our lecturers, because visually seeing some of this data will help them identify where the students actually are focused towards while they are studying, which activities are more popular, and those which are not very ineffective, very effective, they can actually redesign some of those quizzes or forums and so on. Also, our faculty has mid-semester reports generated at the middle of the semester. This could supplement this mid-semester reporting process. We at USP, we are aware we have resource issues, so this can be an efficient resource planning tool. As lecturers, we are able to effectively identify the ones who are genuinely in need of help. Students have different learning style. The system actually does not only look at the coursework, because that is also subject to the circumstance. A student might have felt sick, had personal issues, so didn't achieve a good coursework during the semester, but might be a hardworking student. So it considers the student's engagement, his commitment to the course, plus the coursework itself. So I think this could help in that area as well. And it can also be a real-time reporting system for external stakeholders like our scholarship units who request reports from us on a regular basis. So that's on this system. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or small questions, please do let us know.